In a distant kingdom, there once lived a queen who longed for a child. One winter, as she was sewing by the window, her finger was pricked out by a needle. Drops of red blood fell onto the white snow. Seeing this, the queen wished, "I hope to have a child with skin as white as snow, lips as red as blood, and hair as black as ebony." Not long after, a beautiful baby girl was born. Just as she had wished, she named her Snow White. Snow White grew into a beautiful and kind-hearted young girl. Sadly, her mother passed away when she was still very young. The king later remarried a woman who was beautiful but wicked at heart. This new queen owned a magic mirror, and she would often ask it,
"Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?"
The mirror would always answer.
"You, my queen, are the fairest of them all."
However, Snow White grew older. Her beauty surpassed that of the queen. When the queen asked, the mirror once more it answered,
"My queen, you are fair, but Snow White is even fairer."
The queen was furious and filled with jealousy. In her rage, she ordered a huntsman to take Snow White deep into the forest and kill her. But the huntsman could not bring himself to harm her. Instead, he let her go and urged her to flee into the forest. Snow White wandered far into the forest until she found a small cottage. It belonged to 7 dwarfs who worked as miners in the mountains. Finding the house untidy, Snow White decided to clean it and then fell asleep on one of the small beds. When the 7 dwarfs returned home, they were surprised but happy to find their house so clean. After hearing Snow White's story, they kindly invited her to stay with them. Meanwhile, the queen discovered through her mirror that Snow White was still alive. Enraged, she devised a plan to kill her. Disguised as an old peddler woman, she prepared a poisoned apple and set out to find Snow White. When Snow White opened the door, the disguised queen said,
"Dear child, taste this apple. It's fresh and delicious."
Trusting her, Snow White took a bite of the apple and immediately collapsed to the ground. When the dwarfs returned, they found Snow White lying lifeless and could not revive her. Heartbroken, they placed her in a glass coffin in the middle of the forest so everyone could admire her beauty. Time passed. One day, a handsome prince was passing through the forest and saw Snow White. He instantly fell in love. He gently kissed her hand and like magic, Snow White slowly opened her eyes. Snow White awoke from her long sleep. The dwarfs cheered joyfully. The prince proposed to Snow White, and she happily accepted. They were married in a grand celebration attended by all the creatures of the forest and the kingdom's people. As for the wicked queen, she was punished and never harmed anyone again. Snow White and her prince lived happily ever after, and the kingdom was filled with peace and love.